Hey there, soul family. I have a little spiritual truth for you. This is a quote that I heard, possibly from a Chinese proverb. I'm not 100% sure, but it holds a sacred spiritual truth that you must know. He who is still blaming someone or something outside of himself has a very long way to go. But he who is blaming himself is halfway there. And finally, he who no longer blames himself for anything and no longer blames anyone else or anything outside of himself for anything, he is there. He who no longer blames, he is there. Now, I'm going to explain this, but first, let's take a moment to breathe in deeply and just reflect. Where have you been at? Have you been in a place where you are blaming someone or something, or possibly multiple someones and multiple somethings outside of yourself for everything? Okay, are you there? That's fine if you're there. Okay, that's part of your process. Now, have you been blaming yourself for everything? Have you been blaming yourself? Okay, that's okay. That's also part of our process. And I want to tell you, when it's time, you will release this and you will no longer be blaming. You will no longer blame yourself for anything because you are not to blame, my love. And you will no longer blame anyone or anything else. Okay? And then, if you are getting there, because you might not be all the way there, where you are no longer blaming, you're no longer blaming anyone, you're no longer blaming anything, and you're no longer blaming yourself, which is the most important one of all, is that you are no longer blaming yourself for anything. Then it is essential that you monitor those around you, okay? Don't allow yourself to be pulled back into blaming. Instead, try and find those who resonate with the new frequency you're shifting into of no longer blaming anyone or anything. Now, I need to stress this very point. I need to stress this point very much so. Is not blaming does not mean no longer taking accountability. Nah. What's the difference between blaming and accountability being held? So, accountability means that which caused the harm must either be eliminated or changed. Right? Okay? So, accountability means we do want to find out what caused all of the damage, what caused all of the harm, because we never want that pain or those nightmares to ever repeat again. Right? We can't just move on until we have eliminated the issue here. So, accountability looks like when it comes to someone or something outside of you that has caused harm, that has caused pain, unnecessary distortion, harm, pain, and it holds toxicity, and within it's a problem, then that thing or that force or that person or those people, they either have to be eliminated or neutralized. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we have to ensure somehow, this is the accountability, that the thing, the person, the people, the beings, or the force or the system or whatever it is that has caused the damage, caused the harm, caused the pain, we must bring the light of our consciousness there, take the wisdom from what went wrong, and now ensure that that never repeats. Those people or that person or that thing or that force no longer has the power to cause any harm or damage. We do this by either eliminating it altogether. I know that sounds a bit like, whoa, eliminate? But yes, we have to either eliminate the thing that caused the harm, or we have to shift it and change it so that now it is no longer toxic and it will no longer cause the harm. That's accountability. Very different to blaming. And it goes the same with yourself. If harm has been done either to yourself or to others through you, even if it's small, the way for accountability to work is that now you eliminate the distortion that caused the harm, and you now take the wisdom and you learn from it so that now that will never happen again, and you ensure now that it will never happen again, right? That's accountability, very different to blame. Blaming is actually irrational and unnecessary, although it is a common reaction to have. The thing about blaming is it's like it does not solve anything, and that's the problem with it, really, is that it does not solve anything. That's why the spiritual masters don't blame nobody or anything for anything. Yeah, so like that was on blaming, and why, like, honestly, our evolution is to let go of any blame, but also to hold on to accountability.